Okay, so I got a bunch of my fringe and lace sewed onto my pages here. I did dye a bunch more that I still have to get in on here. So yes, this is a lot, but there's going to be more. I'm pretty excited to see those when they're finished dyeing. But I thought I would give you a quick tutorial. This is that Tabernacle Hymns. I have no idea why, but I'm in love with the word tabernacle. This is that hymn book. So I am going to go in now and tear out these pages. For anyone who doesn't know how to deconstruct a book, this is where you want to be right now. So right here, one of the big things I look for when I purchase books is, does the this part connect to the binding here? Now see how this one does not. It completely falls away from it. That's generally what I look for when I buy my vintage books, or when I buy books in general to tear apart. So, refocus. You're going to need a razor knife for those of you who are not very good at using these. A kitchen knife would work pretty well. So would a pair of scissors. Also, let's see what else would work. I think those are pretty much your main go-tos for this one. But you have to be more careful depending on the duller ones that you use. So this one you push up, and then you click this one down to hold it in place so it doesn't slide everywhere. Now make sure you get it in between the green spot and the book itself, right here. No, focus. Oh well, it's much better. So right here in between the two. And depending on the book, you generally can just lightly press down and it will come right out. I mean, it doesn't take much work at all depending on the book that you pick up. This is actually the first time I've seen a piece of cardboard down in here. Now just flip it over to the other side and we're going to find that same gap. Let's pull these pages out. And I'm going to pull this one out further this way to help a little bit, because the gap right here is not as big as it was on the front. So we're going to do the same thing on here. Just fit your fingers in and pull out the pages. Now take your knife and just gently run it along the edge here. And you're going to hit some small rough spots where you're going to hit this. It's similar to cheesecloth. It's like this book binding cloth. And just cut right through it. Pull it out and cut right through it. And that is it. Now you have your book pages fully removed from your book cover. And you can utilize this book cover now to make your own junk journal. Okay, so I want to use some of these mermaid pages for my mermaid journal. But I want to show you guys how to deconstruct some of these pages. When you start getting into the older books, as you can see here, that is the cloth, the binding cloth that they use to hold them together. So we're just going to go ahead and cut that cloth. And see, it's just going to come right apart. Now, if you cannot see in between the signatures to get that good of an effect, let's go in here. And I generally lay down a mat board to do this, but we will use the inside of this. I have a mini one, but I have no idea where it is. I'm just going to cover this page, so I'm going to lay it down and use it. Literally, you take your razor knife and you just draw it along the line of the book. Or sometimes I'll tear them out individually too. And you should have a bunch of these pages that'll just slide right on out of here. And they are ready to go. Sometimes I really like them to have more of a rugged appeal. So I'll literally just go in. Oh, we're not going to use this one. Let's do a different section. We'll go in here. Let's see. I'm going to try and keep some of them together. View us again at the cross. Okay. So I am going to keep these ones together. I guess I'll have to keep these ones together because some of them are separate. Just grab the page and gently tear them out. No need to be like completely forceful with it, especially the older the book, the better. And then you get this wonderful rugged look. Just gently pull them from inside the book because you don't want to just rip it out and then you get a tear halfway across your picture or whatever it is that you want to use in your journal. If you like that tear, then that's really neat. And you can sew over it, try and bind it together. I actually remember Nick the Booksmith literally intentionally tearing off one of her pages and then just throwing it into the back of the journal. I think that was her Frankenstein one she did. So I had this page tear, so I sewed over it a bunch of times to give it some character, and I did a zigzag stitch, and I actually added a piece of fabric here, and I didn't originally have this fabric strip, so I decided to lay down the fabric strip and zigzag stitch to cover up this tear in the paper that I did. So there's an idea if you like to know how to fix tears in your paper. If you're really curious on that, let me know and I'll do an entire video on sewing over tears in your journal. Alright, so I thought I'd just do a quick video on that, on once you get your book broken down, this will be your page breakdown. So how you get your individual pages for those of you who don't know or were curious. Alright, I hope this helped you out and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Bye!